Dragonball FighterZ is a new fighting game published by Bandai Namco and developed by Arc System Works. Hi guys, what's up? I'm Tyrant, and this guide is aimed to help new players who maybe have never played a competitive fighter before get an idea of how to play and maybe get a head start on release. So let's get started. How do you play the game? Unlike almost all of the other Dragon Ball games in the past, this release takes a more traditional fighting game approach in which fighters battle out on a 2D stage with a focus on fast-paced, flashy action, just like the series itself. Each player chooses a team of 3 characters from across the Dragon Ball universe, and you must defeat all of the opponent's team in order to win. The game draws elements from several popular fighting games, as well as bringing some fresh new elements to the table as well. Players will use a variety of normals, manual and auto combos, specials and supers to win, just to name a few. Let's take a look at the UI and see what we need to keep track of in Dragon Ball FighterZ. Firstly, every match has a timer that ticks down as the match goes on. Once that hits 0, the player with the most life will win the game. Each player has a life bar, as you'd expect, as well as showing how much life your remaining characters have. Any blue life here is recoverable, just so long as that's not the character you're playing as at the time. Assist cooldown, sparking blast, and key gauges are also displayed here. Also shown once certain conditions are met are the Dragon Balls, but I'll go into those later. This can be a lot to take in at first, so don't worry if you feel overwhelmed. The more you play the game, the quicker it will become second nature to you. So now we know what the game is about, how about we take a look at how to perform the actions in game. Please note that these are for the default control schemes for each respective controller. For the arcade stick, I'm showing the layout I use myself, but feel free to map these however you feel is most comfortable. You move your characters around the screen with the analog stick or D-pad. Light attack is performed by pressing X on Xbox One or square on PS4. You can repeatedly press this to perform an auto combo, which will knock your opponent into the air, then down to the ground. Medium attack is Y or triangle. Press this multiple times to perform an auto combo that will always end with a special and then a super. Heavy attack is B or circle. Use this auto combo to knock your opponent flying and then chase them down. Special attack is A or X. Depending on your character, this will have different effects. Most commonly though, this is used to fire ki blasts and other specials. Pressing back and special will reflect most ki blasts and physical attacks also, so it's important to remember this. Assist 1 is LB or L1, and will call your next available character to come out and help you in battle. Hold this button down to switch to the character you selected. You can also switch by pressing forward and the assist button. Every character's assist is different and will be a preset attack. You can also press this during a super animation, and at the cost of an extra meter, you will switch out to that character as well as use one of their super attacks. Assist 2 is LT or L2 and will act the same way, only with your last available character. The game can be played with only 6 buttons, as the rest of the actions are mapped to combined button combinations. These extra actions are as follows: Dragon Rush, which is performed by hitting RB or R1, or a combination of light and medium attack buttons. This could be compared to a throw in most other fighters, as it will catch your opponent who's blocking. You cannot KO an opponent with Dragon Rush, but you will always get an air juggle afterwards, so be sure to take advantage of that. It's also worth noting that you can press either assist button during the Dragon Rush animation, and it will drag in your opponent's next character corresponding to the assist button you pressed. This is similar to snapbacks in the Marvel series and can be very strong, as it costs no meter and makes the opponent unable to tag or call assists for a short while. Super Dash, which is performed by pressing RT, R2, or a combination of heavy and special attacks. This will home in on your victim and will dash through any ki blasts fired by your opponent, putting them in a juggle state on hit. Useful for closing the gap, and it's worth noting your partner will tag in using a super dash. Be careful though, because if your opponent predicts this, you can be punished heavily for that. Ki Charge, which is performed by pressing light and special attacks together, will charge your gauges, which in turn can be used for other actions or supers. Be careful, as you will be vulnerable when you use this. Do yourself a favour and call an assist if you're going to use Ki Charge. Vanish is performed by pressing medium and heavy attacks together, and will teleport you always behind your opponent at the cost of 1 meter gauge. You can not only use this to punish unsafe moves, but use it to extend combos and close the gap on your opponent. As with Super Dash, it can be punished if predicted by your opponent, so use it wisely guys. Sparking Blast is performed by pressing both RB and RT, R1 and R2, or light, medium, heavy and special attacks together. This is the comeback mechanic of Dragon Ball FighterZ, and is in many ways similar to the Marvel vs Capcom 3 X Factor mechanic. It is available to the player only once per match at any point, as long as you have control of your character. This increases in strength and active time the fewer characters you have remaining. It will allow you to recover blue life on your point character at a rapid rate, as well as give you a power boost and allow previously inaccessible cancels. Use this wisely though guys, as you only get one shot with it. How could we have a DBZ game without the Dragon Balls themselves as a way to summon Shenron? You can acquire them by meeting certain hit counters on your combos, or by landing light auto combos. Both players will be adding to the number of Dragon Balls collected also, so it's worth keeping track of that. Once you have all the Dragon Balls, it's time to summon Shenron. Don't worry, you don't need a password here, just make sure you have all 7 key gauges stored up and then land your light auto combo. Once the Great Dragon appears, you have 5 seconds to decide your wish. You can choose to revive a fallen teammate, restore health, regain Sparking Blast, or have permanently recovering blue life. Once used during battle, the Dragon Balls cannot be used for another year, or at least until the next match. Next time we go over how to be effective and make the most of your combos, as well as movement and how to be as agile as possible on the battlefield. I really hope this guide helps some new players get to grips with the game. I know there's a tutorial in-game, but I feel like it has a lot to be desired and doesn't tell you a lot of useful information, you know? If this video did help you and you did enjoy it guys, please be sure to hit that subscribe button, as well as share with someone you think it might help also. I've been streaming the game over on Twitch as well, so if you want to stop by and hang out, that'd be awesome too. Alright, that's me done for now. Thanks very much, stay tuned for the next episode, and I'll see you soon.
Go on! Win! これがピッコロさんとの修行の成果だ。